माता की जय, भारत माता की जय, भारत माता की जय, कलका माता की जय, कलका माता की जय, कलका माता की जय.
Launch of Multi-Domain Operations Doctrine and Long-Term Technology Roadmap. India has taken a decisive step toward reshaping its future warfare strategy with the official launch of the Multi-Domain Operations, or MDO Doctrine, and a comprehensive long-term technology roadmap. The announcement, made by senior defense officials in New Delhi, signals the nation's commitment to adapting its armed forces for 21st-century challenges, where battles are no longer confined to land, sea, and air, but extend into space, cyberspace, and the electromagnetic spectrum. The newly introduced MDO Doctrine provides a structured framework to integrate capabilities across different domains, ensuring seamless coordination between the Army, Navy, Air Force, and emerging defense wings responsible for cyber and space operations. Defense experts highlighted that future conflicts will demand rapid decision-making, real-time data sharing, and joint operational planning, areas that the doctrine specifically addresses. By placing interoperability and advanced command and control systems at its core, the doctrine is expected to strengthen India's ability to deter aggression and maintain an operational edge. Complementing the doctrine, the long-term technology roadmap lays out a vision for indigenously developing cutting-edge systems, such as artificial intelligence-driven battlefield management, hypersonic weapons, space-based surveillance platforms, and resilient cyber defense networks. Officials noted that partnerships with private industry, startups, and academia will play a critical role in achieving self-reliance, aligning with the government's broader Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative in defense. Military analysts view the dual launch as a watershed moment in India's modernization drive, underscoring the shift from traditional force structures to network-centric, technology-enabled warfare. With geopolitical tensions in the Indo-Pacific and the rise of gray zone threats, the MDO Doctrine and Technology Roadmap are poised to transform India's strategic posture, ensuring that the nation is better prepared for conflicts of the future.
India joins Exercise Bright Star 2025 in Egypt. India has joined the multinational military exercise Bright Star 2025, which began this week in Egypt, marking a significant step in expanding its defense diplomacy and strategic partnerships. The exercise, hosted jointly by Egypt and the United States, is one of the largest multinational military drills in the Middle East and North Africa, bringing together forces from over 30 countries, including major powers such as the US, UK, Saudi Arabia, Greece, and France. The Indian contingent, comprising personnel from the Army, Navy, and Air Force, is participating with specialized units, transport and fighter aircraft, and a naval detachment. The focus of India's participation is to enhance interoperability in joint operations, strengthen counter-terrorism coordination, and gain practical experience in operating alongside partner nations in a complex multinational setting. During the exercise, troops will train in diverse operational scenarios, including desert warfare, amphibious assaults, maritime security, air defense, and humanitarian assistance in disaster relief. The Indian Armed Forces will also showcase indigenous platforms and systems, underlining the country's growing self-reliance in defense manufacturing. Officials said India's participation in Bright Star 2025 demonstrates New Delhi's commitment to regional stability, collective security, and strengthening ties with both African and Middle Eastern nations. The exercise also aligns with India's broader strategy of projecting itself as a reliable security partner beyond the Indo-Pacific, particularly in West Asia and North Africa, regions critical for energy security and maritime trade routes. This is India's second consecutive participation in Exercise Bright Star, after joining the 2023 edition for the first time. Defense analysts note that consistent involvement in such multinational platforms not only builds military-to-military trust, but also enhances India's global defense profile at a time when it is seeking to expand its strategic influence and defense exports.
India-Japan Defence Pact to be upgraded during PM Modi's Tokyo visit.
In a significant development aimed at strengthening regional security and strategic cooperation, India and Japan are preparing to upgrade their existing Defence Pact during Prime Minister Narendra Modi's upcoming visit to Tokyo in early September 2025. The move reflects the deepening strategic partnership between the two Indo-Pacific democracies, who share common concerns about maritime security, freedom of navigation, and an increasingly assertive China. According to officials, the upgraded agreement will expand the scope of defense cooperation beyond existing frameworks like the Acquisition and Cross-Servicing Agreement, ACSA, signed in 2020. The new framework is expected to enhance joint exercises, intelligence sharing, defense technology collaboration, and supply chain resilience in critical military equipment. Sources also suggest that cooperation in cybersecurity, space situational awareness, and unmanned platforms could be included, reflecting modern warfare requirements. Prime Minister Modi and his Japanese counterpart, Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, are also expected to review the progress of ongoing projects, including India's participation in joint maritime exercises, such as the Malabar series, which also involves the United States and Australia. The talks may also focus on Japan's possible role in India's indigenous defense manufacturing push, particularly in areas like submarine technology and advanced radars. Both nations are increasingly aligning under the broader Indo-Pacific strategic vision and the Quad grouping, where they see defense cooperation as vital to maintaining regional stability. The upgraded pact is likely to institutionalize mechanisms for quicker logistics support during emergencies and improve interoperability between the Indian Armed Forces and Japan's self-defense forces. Officials emphasize that while the agreement is not directed against any particular country, it clearly signals India and Japan's intent to play a proactive role in safeguarding the rules-based order in the Indo-Pacific.
India's missile defense ambitions. Mission Sudarshan Chakra. India has taken a decisive step towards fortifying its national security architecture with the unveiling of Mission Sudarshan Chakra, a comprehensive initiative aimed at strengthening its missile defense capabilities. The mission, overseen by the Defence Research and Development Organization, reflects New Delhi's long-term vision of creating a multi-layered shield to counter emerging aerial and missile threats in an increasingly complex security environment. At its core, Mission Sudarshan Chakra seeks to integrate advanced ballistic missile defense (BMD) systems, long-range radars, satellite-based surveillance, and next-generation interceptors into a unified command network. This ambitious project builds upon India's earlier successes in the Phase 1 and Phase 2 BMD programs, which demonstrated the country's ability to intercept both endo-atmospheric and exo-atmospheric targets. The new mission, however, takes a more holistic approach, focusing not just on missile interception but also on real-time detection, rapid decision-making, and integration with space and cyber defense domains. Defense officials suggest that the project will employ cutting-edge technologies such as directed energy weapons, hypersonic interceptors, and artificial intelligence-enabled tracking systems. These innovations aim to ensure that India is prepared to respond effectively against threats ranging from conventional ballistic missiles to future hypersonic glide vehicles. The initiative is also expected to enhance interoperability with the armed forces' existing assets, including the S-400 air defense systems procured from Russia. Strategically, Mission Sudarshan Chakra signals India's intent to reduce reliance on foreign technology and move towards indigenous solutions in line with the government's Atmanirbhar Bharat vision. Experts believe that once operational, the mission will not only bolster India's deterrence capabilities but also position it among the select few nations, such as the United States, Russia, and China, that have developed advanced missile defense architectures. By investing in Mission Sudarshan Chakra, India is sending a strong message. Safeguarding national airspace against evolving threats is no longer an aspiration but a necessity in the face of shifting geopolitical realities.
Vision for Future-Ready Navy by 2047. India has outlined an ambitious roadmap to transform its naval forces into a future-ready maritime power by 2047, coinciding with the centenary of independence. The Indian Navy's long-term vision aims to secure the nation's strategic interests across the Indo-Pacific, strengthen indigenous defense capabilities, and prepare for emerging multi-domain challenges. According to senior defense officials, the blueprint is focused on 4 pillars: indigenization, technological innovation, force modernization, and global partnerships. By 2047, India envisions a combat-ready, credible, and self-reliant navy equipped with advanced aircraft carriers, nuclear-powered submarines, unmanned platforms, hypersonic weapons, and artificial intelligence-driven systems. Special emphasis is being placed on expanding blue water capabilities, strengthening amphibious operations, and enhancing maritime domain awareness through space-based surveillance and cyber warfare preparedness. The Navy is already progressing under the Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative, with over 60 warships currently under construction in Indian shipyards. Projects such as indigenous aircraft carriers, stealth destroyers, and advanced corvettes highlight the shift toward self-reliance. Plans are also underway to integrate renewable energy, smart logistics, and automation for sustainable operations. Defense experts note that the 2047 vision aligns with India's aspirations of becoming a net security provider in the Indian Ocean region. With maritime threats evolving rapidly, from piracy and terrorism to climate-driven disasters and gray zone warfare, the Navy's transformation is seen as critical to maintaining deterrence and stability. The roadmap also underscores partnerships with like-minded nations to ensure free and open sea lanes. By combining indigenous strength with international collaboration, India aims to emerge as a decisive maritime power, capable of protecting its national interests and contributing to global security well into the mid-21st century.